Hello folks, and today is a huge day for the Ford Escort. Obviously it's under its cover here, but it's getting trailered to my work today, so let's do this. And here's how it sits now. So we've got the new quarter on, ready to get some catty put on it, and aye, it's just going to go along like this now. Right, here we go. Need to put the Escort on the trailer, so well, let's start. Chokes out. Here we go. Oh my god. First time, well done buddy, let's go. So the Escort is all loaded up, all strapped up. Aye, we're just about to get on the road with it now. Can't wait, man. Now that the Escort was loaded up, we got on the road. We arrived at my work, dropped the car off, put the cover back on it, and here's what I was up to the next again day. So it's the next day after we just dropped the Escort off at my work, and we've got it in the workshop. So I'm going to start by stripping off the doors and taking most of the rubbers off, just so I can get in as much as possible. So obviously all the doors need to be off to be able to paint inside all the checks, especially with the welding that's went on inside the door check. Obviously if you've watched the previous episodes, you'll know that I painted the driver's side doors, so I'm trying to protect these as best as possible. And I'm just going to put these away safe. Right, and that is both the doors off of the Escort. They're all wrapped up, packed away safe. Now I'm going to take this rubber off, which literally just pulls off, so let's get that off. So with the rubber off, I'm now going to take off this kick plate. This should just come off, it should just be taped. So I'm going to give it a heat up with a heat gun and then get this off. Right, well I was completely wrong. I've just started to pull this up. I thought it was like a hard rubber or sort of plastic thing, but it's literally just a sticker. So if anybody knows where I can find 2 new ones of these, because it's on both the front passenger side and driver's side, if anybody knows where I can get these, please let me know, because obviously I'll not be able to put this back on, but I thought that would have been plastic or something, but there we go. Now that I'd removed the kick plates, it was time to sand the whole car. Once I'd sanded down the side of the car, I then moved on to doing the whole roof. And here's where we're leaving the Escort for the first night. I've sanded the full roof, that's done with a 320. I think I'll be able to just paint that. I've sanded down the whole side here, the wing's done, grinded along the sill just for the surface rust, and we're all ready on this side. So we've got the other side to do, and sort of the boot area. It's the next day, I've just finished work, so I'm starting work on the Escort now. I'm just about to take off the 2 doors on the passenger side, and then we're going to sand this whole side down. Right, and that is the 2 doors off. This side looks even a lot cleaner than the other side. Looks really good. Right, I've just removed this top rubber here that runs along the roof and behind the doors. And this is why Fords rust. Look at the amount of moisture behind that. Look at that. It's absolutely soaking, man. No wonder they rot. Right, and I have just spent the last 5 to 10 minutes cleaning up around the door hinges and stuff because they were all covered in grease. This is the same on both sides, but at least that's prepped. But I'm now going to start grinding along the sill just to get any surface rust off and get as clean as possible. Right, and now the front end looks a bit different now. I've completely stripped out the lights, the bonnet latch, all that sort of stuff, the grills off, all that, because obviously the new wing's been spot welded on here, and I don't just want to do a fade out on the paint about there. So I'm just going to go right along, right to the other side, sort of go around here and just freshen that whole bit up. Obviously the plates are off as well, they're stored away safely and they can get riveted back on once the car's painted. Alright, so I've just started sanding down this rear quarter because there was a wee bubbly rust there, but I've taken that away. But there is a few wee small dents just dotted about on that wee bit. So I'll put a wee skim over that at some point and we'll get that minted, but you can literally see where they are. So aye, we'll get that sorted. I'm using a 180 grit disc on the sander, which takes out most of the imperfections, except from dents obviously. And for sanding the front slam panel, I used a 500 grit, except from the bit where we welded onto the new wing. And off camera, I put a little bit of filler over those dents there, blocked it down with a 180, and it feels pretty good, so I'm happy with that. So I'm just packing up now, getting ready to leave, and this is where we're at with the Escort on night 2 at my work. So, buffed back the quarter, done a bit of repair there, filled in some of the wee tiny peppered dents, they're all filled, rubbed down the full side obviously, and the checks, rubbed the sill, there's a wee bit of surface rust there, so buffed that away, rubbed the new wing, and then actually stripped down most of the front end and rubbed all in behind there as well, because obviously the wing's spot welded on and I need to paint along there anyway. So that's where we are, a lot of progress again, and I'll be back tomorrow for another day sanding. So once again, it's the next day after work and the repairs on the quarter are complete. It feels really good, looks great as well. So obviously right round that arch, across here, down into the door shut as well. And there's not that much on it, to be fair, it's no crazy amounts, but it just feels good. And I'm happy with it. So off camera, what I'm going to do is clean off the car, mask it up, ready for primer, because it's pretty boring stuff. You probably don't want to watch that. So I'll get it ready for primer, and then you'll see me once we're ready to prime. Right, and a long while later of masking up and cleaning and all of that, the Escort is now ready for primer. And there it is, all bagged up, masked up, papered up. It looks pretty good at this stage as well, it looks proper professional. I'm really happy to see it at this stage of the restoration. So I'll give you a little close up of what it looks like. So we have it masked off for where it's been spot welded to get all of that bare metal. So that's a new wing masked off, right along the sill. This rear quarter up onto the sort of roof area. This side, obviously we had the new quarter here, so all of this is exposed. I've actually masked around the wheel and into the wheel arch as well, just so I can catch this back edge where the new inner arch was put as well. And then again, right along the sill and right along the wing. So let's get some primer on. If you look closely into the door checks as well, I put bolts where the hinges go, just so I don't get any primer and paint into the actual threads. So that's good as well. It was then on to putting the first coat of primer on my Ford Escort. I then done my first coat of primer on the passenger side. I then primed the same areas again with about 2 more coats. And that is the primer complete on the Escort. I can't believe it's at this stage now. It looks unreal. Even in primer, you can just see the body line starting to come up. It looks amazing, man. Really happy with it. I ended up taking the back wheel off because I couldn't actually get round the arch with the wheel on. So I took it off and managed to get right in there. But, oh, look at it, man. There's the new quarter. That's what it looks like in primer. Really happy with that. Looks unreal, man. So I'm just going to leave it to dry in the booth overnight. Then tomorrow after work I'll be rubbing the primer down and we'll get it minted, ready for paint. Right, we're back again. It's day 4 of sanding down the Escort at my work. Tonight I'm going to be blocking down the repaired areas, obviously with a block with 320 on it, and then sanding all the rest of the primer that's on the car and getting it prepped, ready for paint. Well, ready for stone chip first and then paint, but you came with me. So let's do it. I then blocked down the repaired areas to make sure all the dents were gone. Once those areas were blocked down, I used the DA sander to sand down all the big bits of primer. So obviously with painting the car, I'll be stone chipping the sill, but as well as that, I'm going to be stone chipping the rear arches because they've already been done in the past, but I want to make them fresh. I'm going to rub them, stone chip them, and then actually paint them as well as when I'm doing the car, so they're nice and blue like the rest of the car. Right, and after sanding down the primer on the Escort, it's now jacked up and in the booth. So we've got both back wheels off here. Both of them are off, right off the ground. And the plan tonight is to get the stone chip in the arches and along the sills. I've not hand rubbed everything, as you'll see. I've not rubbed the top half, I've rubbed where it needs to be done for tonight to get the stone chip on there. But this is good. So that's me all ready for stone chip now. Obviously round the lip there's transition tape there, right along into the door check as well. All the arches ready to go, and then right along that sill. So let's get some on it. So if you don't know what stone chip is, it's basically this really thick spray stuff that comes out of the end of this gun, and it protects your car from getting chipped by stones. It's a great rust preventer as well, but it is porous, so you do need to paint over it. And we are all stone chipped. in the arches, right along the sills. Look at that, absolutely factory fresh, mint. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Here's the other side as well, all nice and grey, right along. Beautiful, man. So all I'm going to do is take off the papers now, take off the tape, and that'll do us for tonight. And there's the masking tape off of the stone chip. Look at that, man. Brilliant. Fresh. Very fresh. I hate to do this, guys, but unfortunately that does bring us to the end of this video. I am just about to mask up the Escort for paint. We're almost there, but you'll see that video very, very soon. So thank you very, very much for watching. Please leave some feedback in the comments down below. Please like this video, comment down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new or you're watching my videos and you're not subscribed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.